That's right, right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. No, I heard them say life much better you live it your own way.
Greetings, and welcome to Context Matters. The date is September 11, 9/11, 2025. We pause to remember those who lost their lives on September 11 in 2001. And as we do that, a moment of silence. Let us not forget how things would have caused history to change course from unfortunate events. But, you know, I just want to say thank you to the supporters. A special shout out to the diaspora, friends of the Isaac Buchanan Portland Foundation movement. Yeah, let me put it that way. Because without you, the entire tablet drive would not have been possible. When I go out and I say I make the impossible possible, that's because of the people who support and the people who believe in the things that I would have always embarked on. When I said I was going to free Vibes Cartel, the people said I couldn't do it. But the diaspora believed in me, from the Will Rattigan show, from Mystic Sensation, from Wayne Lonesome, and I mean, you know it go already, Andre Stevens show, Partner Draw TV. It's always have to stop and say, you know, there are people who support the things that you say that you're going to do. And also just a big up to the people who don't doubt when you say that you're going to do something. I stayed on this on my platforms at least, and I would have said from my platform, you know, I found myself in politics last year. So it was September, the end of September last year, that I went on the platform at the People's National Party's conference. And the Friday before that, on Partner Draw TV, I was saying, hey, you know, Andre says, if you were to go into politics, what seat would you go into? And right there and then I was like, you know, I don't know. And comment section, what do you think? And just like that, comment section went up, and it's like, come to Portland. And I'm like, what's happening in Portland? And before you know it, I'm the candidate. I'm giving you the short version. But this was after having conversations with the 5 divisional leaders. Very important to know that when you go into a space, you have the support of the people on the ground. Now, like with all families, nothing is perfect, but whether in the storm with your family, nothing like a family that prays together and they stay together, stick together, and they weather the storm. What happened from then was, I guess, a shocker to people in Jamaica, outside of Portland, that is, especially the people on social media who think that because they get a smartphone from their family members in foreign, they suddenly have the ability to talk down to people and spit vitriol. It's not vitriol though, unfortunately for some. There are people who God empowers through negativity. So if you don't believe me, just read the story of Moses. It is God who hardened Pharaoh's heart and caused him to send his whole entire army into the sea. Let us not forget that. All Moses said was, let my people go. It simply means that when people are trying to rule over people that's not their people and you identify your people, it is your duty to go to them and say, let your people go. You say, let my people go. And you deal with the issues. Who are your people? That is the question. Well, my people are the Jamaican people. My people are the least among us. My people are the disenfranchised and the forgotten. My people are also people who are self-sufficient, independent, and prideful. And because of that, a humble people, humble like myself, who understand that education matters, who understands the importance of learning to read and write and comprehend and understand, who want what's best for the next generation. No, I know not a man who make it in life without education. I know not a man who is a millionaire or a woman who is a millionaire, whether through marriage, whether through other opportunities or means. I'm not knocking that. What I'm saying is there's no greater feeling than being educated and having the necessary competence to articulate a message and communicate with your people. The people understanding you and you understanding them. Then the ability to say, and not because the show is called Context Matters, but to put into context what the real issues are for people. You understand? That is of utmost importance. We are now back to reality. And this is a real thing. We're back to reality now. What does that mean? Well, election is over, politics is over, and some people are going to have to assess their life. When you're assessing your life, here are some of the things that you need to ask. Can I pay my children's school fee? Can I buy food and provide for myself and my family? Do I have proper shoes? Can I afford transportation to navigate the space? Will I survive this year, whether through health insurance, through assistance? Do I have to rely on the MP for my life to work? Will 1 p.m. solve all my issues? Will I get the $32,000 for minimum wage, knowing that I don't even work nowhere, but I want $32,000 a week? Mind you, if it were up to me, every Jamaican would get $40,000 a day. That's how awesome you are as a Jamaican. How do we get there is another story. And they say, when your rum and your money done, then you know your friends. Well, election done, so the rum done and the money done, and the ability to party like it's 1999 is over. Now we go back to the real world, and now we have to deal with the real issues. So I'm not here to gloat. I'm not here to say I told you so. The last time I was able to host the show Context Matters, I did say the next time you see me, I will be the member of parliament for Portland Eastern. And people say, what happened to that big fired boy there with him gray hair, ugly like dirty thinking Rasta or whatever they say? In my dream, and then and they say stuff like come down now and you're not go win, you idiot, you waste your money and all of these things. That if that's Cass yarning, that better be my cousin Cass, Because any other cast come for my life, I get blocked. So identify yourself, cast, and make me know that are you. Otherwise, may I block any cast that's not the real cast. Please stand up. But yeah, and so after all is said and done, just let me tell you something. It is the confidence in self. It is the ability to anchor your existence on God, knowing that there is a God, that changes the dynamics. Remember, opinions are like their ears. Everybody have one. Fret not thyself, because a lot of the people who spew in the negativity, it's called deflecting. What do I mean by deflecting? Well, when somebody who not really doing anything with them life look at you, and when they look at you, you know what they see themselves. You know why they see themselves? Because they're black, I'm black. They're poor, I'm poor. They're ugly, I'm ugly. You see where I'm getting at? Everything that they are, I am. Because I could be their brother, I could be their sister, I could be their son, I could be their uncle, I could be their family member. You just can't get away from, you see, this your ugly boy, you can't get away from him. If you say my nose big, 1 p.m. film nose big too. Yeah. If you say my face big, anybody that you like, feed them face big too. How you feel about that? Catch me outside. How about that? So when you start to process it and you start to hate me, I hate you hate yourself. Especially because you don't know me. You know how I know you don't know me? I don't go around every day usually trying to associate myself with people who don't like me, because I go where I'm wanted. So you won't see me in spaces where I'm not invited. So all I talk about what I'm doing in Portland, I was invited. You understand? I used to call it early you. You understand? But I'm gonna set you, yeah? Girls all over the world want to up me. You understand? Yeah. But you know, when you quote people music, you can get in trouble. But that was a conspiracy to try to stop the greatness, no other reason. But anyway, moving from that. So what I realize is vitriol is the highest form of intellectual hate speech. It is a mechanism to curtail freedom of expression. It is the tool used usually by persons on the opposite side who have a political interest, a conflict between thoughts and ideas. Persons who fear your greatness will come with vitriol. And those who aren't successful with vitriol will then divert to actual physical violence, harm, and sometimes resulting in death. There's a white man who they said was a trash talker, and he would go around the universities and talk all the amount of thing. And then came Utah. I think they said the Mormons are from you. The Church of Latter-day Saints is from Utah too. But this space, I must tell you, they said he was assassinated in Utah at some university. The irony is I've been so consumed with my issues and dealing with representational politics that I don't even know who this guy is, except that I know that he was assassinated because of his freedom to spit probably what is vitriol as well. Blame game and his unending defending the Second Amendment right to bear arms. Ironically, no such right exists in Jamaica. And Bossman says, no, Isaac, he was a racist. What I can tell you is he's dead. Doesn't matter what he was. And that's something that we oftentimes don't appreciate. no matter what it is, no matter what somebody says, and you can appreciate from the internet. I'm sure he never said one thing that was worse than the Twitter posse and the people who come into these comments from time to time to say all of the nastiness that I see come out of them. But the point I'm making, I don't think there's nothing somebody could say that warrants their death. And for those who are sorry for people, go sorry for yourself. Believe me, when you just get up and say you're sorry for a whole race, or you're sorry for a whole parish, or you're sorry for a constituency, if you're so sorry, pack the barrel them, buy up the tablet them, send everything come, buy the food, buy the tarpaulin, buy the water tank them. Anybody sorry for the people of Portland, buy up the things them and send them. You can drop it at 2 constituency office, my own and the labor right them own, whoever gonna be in there this time. Don't anybody sorry for Portland. Election done. So let me do it since I'm the one who love to beg. If you're a labor right and you don't want to give to the PNP, drop it at the labor right office. It down there. Right? Don't sorry for nobody unless you haven't put your money where your mouth is. May I talk up for the people of Portland? Nobody sorry for we. Anybody sorry? You can make the call and send the barrel with the food, send the barrel with the school stuff, send the barrel with the clothes, send the barrel for the shoes, send them separately. Conditions apply. Nobody sorry for nobody. Don't come on any live and feel sorry for nobody. In fact, if you're there sorry, if you're there foreign and you vex say the labor right them win and you're sorry for Jamaica, no sorry for Jamaica unless you send the money and send the whole of foreign since you're living so good where you're there. And no, I'm not here to defend. We don't love sorry too much. We don't need to go sorry for the Gaza Strip and sorry for Ukraine and sorry for all of the place them we want sorry for. We run a democratic election, a most peaceful election. The election so peaceful that all they were talk about everything but the fact that the election was peaceful. And all who get buried. Me see Dalrymple creep ship me at the first me ever did know say you could have cremate a politician. Dalrymple cremate the man, and let me tell you something. She got the man yard and looking at the man yard. Like me I said, Dalrymple not even afraid of Duppy. And she top of the vehicle, you know. When me tell you said Toyota make top a Ford she should have did way. But she dead top of the vehicle and she have her mic. And she pronounce him. You understand? So you don't have to sorry for nobody. Me just make that clear. Yeah? So someone just full of hot air. And we have to put that aside. No. I said what I said. Now I'll take it back. So if you still want to see it, if you're so sorry, send a lion. But you can't do it because you use a broke pocket. TikTok for you lock your account. I don't even know where you have it. Anyway, moving on. And one of the most important things that I want you to appreciate now is that you must not let anybody speak negativity into your life. You must, anywhere it come from, you must send it back. You must reverse the curse. And you must know by now, I say it all the time, I am David. Yeah? And just remember, they come with them armies, and them have on them army, and them big and them bad. But when you are David, that courage, the strength, and your destiny are ready, plan out by God. You can't stop it. Where are the trolls now? What do you have to say? All those who say in can't win and put fear and negativity into those who believe, love, and support. Tell me, where are you now? Because you're going to have to find something else to say. Yeah, they hear them in my nose. Yeah, them great too. Because that's where you go now. Yeah? Let's be real about that. Because one of the most important things that we learn from now is the beauty of the democratic process. And in that, I want to speak about entitlement. And let's make this clear. Last year, when I said I took on the task of begging servant work, because in case people don't know, politicians are servants. Babs is a good helper. She cleans. She responsible for the stadium. That is the reality. She's a creature of the Constitution. You take it for what it is. Not me, say so. She's a creature for the stadium. So we look forward to a brand new stadium and proper mops and buckets and brooms. And from time to time, we hope that she uses it, right? But it's servant work. And I wanted to appreciate that. Know that me get hired for the servant work. I am honored to be a servant of the people and undertake to do my best to improve the lives of the people. I know that is what I'm going to do. So for the people of Portland Eastern and Portland Western who has no representation, I can say to you, fret not thyself, because the change has arrived. The comet has come. Yeah. But somebody said, I start run gone out of the bed of people. No, I'm just this. So remember, for those of you who are on this live, this is context matters. The conversation and the language sometimes will be a bit above the level of persons who don't like education. But this is a space to be educated. And so we use the English language and we use exaggeration sometimes for entertainment purposes, but it is education at the same time. Nobody have to leave here feeling offended because we are in a space where freedom of expression is allowed. It's my platform. And it's a simple thing if you don't like what is said. Because I assure you, the regulators at the station at Reggae Global Radio are on board, so that if I go outside of my remit, I will be put in check. So there are limitations. I promise you. So bear with me. When having gotten the servant work, the helper work, I'm hoping that the $32,000 a week where them promise me in full effect right now. Cause the one we rich now, Cause the one we really minimum wage self now. We'll get a little top up, and that we vote for, right? Yeah. Again, that aside, if you read the fine print, you know it's not going to happen tomorrow. But anyway, having understood that assignment, I'm speaking about entitlement. And this now includes myself. Nobody, not one member of parliament, not one elective official is elected from entitlement. Notwithstanding the garrisons, and shout out to every candidate that went into spaces where people felt like they were entitled and made every attempt to broke up that. Big up to you. And even if you are not successful, you are brave to take on the task. And it's my victory certainly was one to demonstrate that entitlement has no place in the servant work that you undertake to get. Yes? And people, public education is important. when you get the CDF money, that's the Constituency Development Fund money, and when you get government money for use, you are to use it. And you're not, there is not absolutely no praise for spending government money to improve the lives of the people. Is the people's tax dollars. That is a reality. Now, having said that, I just want people to understand that there was an attack on the people of Portland, on the voters of Portland. I am one of them because I live there and I exercise my right, my constitutional right to vote. And having done so, the candidate of the choice of the majority simply won. And when having done that, and for those people, let me tell you, I have some people who come on the platform. I'm just gonna say it crazy. They have a fascination with men. Look at mark their names, and you can go back and tell their girlfriends. They love man. That's why them over here, they cannot help themselves. You see me? Nice. Them as soon as I click live, they run over here. Ladies, you're on the platform. Mark them, look on them profile. Look on them profile, and if it's not private, look on them, friend them. Look on them, friend them. I promise you, anybody will have something to say about fish, chichi man, all of that. Look on them profile. I promise you. I'm not ask Christ. May I address that right now. Watch and see. Any one of them, ladies, may I talk to you? Mark, look on them account. Mark them face. May I tell you that? Mark them face. And if you know a friend who know a friend and them family member, tell them love man. Remember, I told you that today. So once we are on this live, uno just walking in divine purpose on this side, you can tell me, Verona, you're there. As soon as them type it, my moderators highlight them, because we're going to show you the facts on the internet that those people who are fixated and fascinated with Isaac Buchanan, them love man. Remember that. Now me address that. Moving on, back to what I was saying. So you're welcome now. Your life is on display. Come on down. The price is right. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Ladies, we are going to call them out and find them out right here on this show. Ready? All right. So anyway, like I was saying, the entitlement is a thing of the past. We must think about representation on merit. Policies, issues. Yeah, the first member said that. Somebody give me coconut water for drink. Jaja. And we must then look at the quality of candidate, and we must make true comparisons of the quality of candidate. And why is this important? The future of Jamaica, which is a developing country, and I think sometimes that's lost on people. The future of Jamaica depends on the collective leadership. Albeit, not any one person can march this country forward. So while it is that there is a love for the Prime Minister, and whether you voted for swagger and whatever else that you think that you voted for, one must ask themselves, who are the persons now are going to be in the driver's seat to legislate for the betterment of your existence. One thing I can tell you is to to try to process the reality of your situation now, because you put somebody to represent you and you have to ask yourself, can they read and write? If they can they comprehend? If they comprehend, can they advocate? If the answers to these things are no, then you realize that you're going to be somebody says explain quality. All right, all across the Caribbean, majority, and this is something that can be fact checked, majority of the leaders are attorneys. I'm not saying that all leaders must be attorneys and stuff like that. I'm not saying that. There must be a certain legal competence, because there's be drafting of bills, there'll be amendments, and there'll be the whole discussion and debating on sections of the bills, sections of law, policies, regulations that will govern your conduct, the interplay between the Constitution, your rights versus order in society. For instance, all of the families that was jumping up and down about labor rights, as soon as school opened Monday morning, the Minister of Education, who is not an elected official but a selective official, says she's back in the schools. So young girls with your edges, your dirty jelly edges, that's what they said, not me. You know you can't go to school and get an education because for some reason, you see the edges, that are the baby hair thing, the swirl them want to wear. Somebody come to the front of the line, especially the one them we know for make the wig them, and all of a sudden everybody have baby hair. And it's sweet me say them run them out of school with the baby hair, because when you stay like me and your hairline recede and your forehead start rounding at the U, like a C, U, C, you know them something there. Yeah, just laugh, because all who have edges and baby hair and swirls and twists, they can't tease me about my gray hair, because they can't tell me cut off mine. But you have to leave the edges at home. Yeah? Everybody have to show up at school looking like Rihanna. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Forehead big. But anyway, and then the youth them say, yo, you have to cut off your hair again. And we don't want the only thing them never said this time. We don't want Rasta Picnic with no lice and no Junja coming out of school. We don't want that. And Dana Dixon says, yes, I'm supporting it. Rules are rules. If you don't like the rules, find another school. Who cares about education? You can miss a day. We don't care. You can't learn with edges. You can't learn without a haircut. Are you mad? And if you're a youth and beard coming, you can't learn with a beard. You lick your head. You think that's possible? Absolutely not. So the criteria for education is to make sure that the grooming policy is paramount to an education. If you are not properly groomed, you cannot learn. In fact, your brain doesn't function unless the Eurocentric idea of beauty is plastered on you. And yeah, we don't care if the back to school vouchers that we give you was $3,000 and one book is $10,000. Government don't care that you can't buy the uniform. But the government don't even want you in school. And so when the parents find the uniform and everything and do sending it to school, they say you can't come into school because you got edges. Are you going to be in St. Andrew and have edges? And then my youth, how the hell you think you're going to wear Clarks and learn, and then you want me using the brush and brushing? So you see, what you're voting for is the people who will be the first to take away your rights, to take away your freedom of expression, right? These are these that is the reality. So one must think, and it's not gonna stop there. Yeah, it's not gonna stop there. But this time around, they say, first it was the Rastas, ask Z Virgo, when Kensington Primary tell her she couldn't come to school because of Lyson Jonjo. Yes? And then it was the states of emergency. All of these things, my brothers and sisters, affect your constitutional rights. Yeah? Somebody said, pick me, pick me. You got edges? You got on a wig with the edges? You want to be picked? Lexi, vroom, vroom. Yeah, S90 skank on them. But anyway, whoever is saying I know better, yeah, I know better because when people mess with my people, I take it to court. What do you mean know better? Who know better? Anyway, let's leave that alone. What these are the basic things in terms of representation, in terms of how the people that you put in place to think for you must think about you, must think of you, and must include you. So I'm not gonna sit here and somebody say ISAP. Lord, the day my father named me Isat, him know him know they was going to be this, what a conk. Anyway, so listen, it is important that you sit for a second and just as a voter, whether you voted or you didn't, if you're not on the voting list, look now and process and say, what did I miss? If you are on the voters list but didn't vote, think about what you missed or what you could have done different. I'm sure there's a whole lot of people saying if I was on the voters list, I'd have voted against ISAT. Well, that's the point I'm making. If you don't participate in the voting process, you really don't have an ability to complain about anything that's happening. That's the first thing. But it's more so to just pause to say that what do I want my beautiful island of Jamaica to look like, and who do I want representing me at the end of the day. Mind you, the election is over and the selection is exactly what the voters wanted. That is to be respected, right? But there also a space to understand that many persons never had the opportunity to meet the candidate. It is important to know that not everybody is going to get to meet the candidate. Not every candidate who means well is going to be able to be outspoken. Not every candidate can articulate what their contribution is, but a good indicator sometimes is the track record that they have. And I maintain Mark Jefferson Golden, Jamaica has missed out on an opportunity to navigate the future of Jamaica within the next 5 years. Yeah, that is just my opinion. The good thing is though, we are 28 strong as opposition. Even though I'm a young politician, as they say, the race of life has taught me a lot. Being the least among many people in many spaces has caused me to sit and know what it is to not be seen, not be heard, ignored, hated because I'm not from the rich vavavoons as how society sets it up. But one of the beautiful things about it is that Jamaica is an island with extraordinary people, and there are a lot of us who we retained our imagination from when we were young, and there is no system that could snuff that out of us, right? That is important for you to know, because there are persons who have nothing left in them. They will exist and they will cease to exist and have made no impact on society. They have nothing to contribute. Not even them vote. Yeah, that's important to note, that they have nothing. So I was talking about the entitlement. I just saw a comment that says, "Oh, you stole the seat," coming from a laborate. Now, here's the thing: you cannot fake authenticity. I am an authentic, original, maroon black man. You can't take that from me. Why would anybody think that I would have to steal anything when all I had to do was introduce myself to my people? And people are upset. You cannot, there's no money in the world that can circumvent the organic reality. The people of Portland, who majority are members of the People's National Party. They love the People's National Party. And people forget, but I will be here to remind them, because I've seen the narrative and I've heard the vitriol. That's what this show is about. So the comments are timely. We must not forget that the only reason, the absolute only reason the People's National Party lost Portland Eastern was because they murdered the member of parliament in cold blood. If he were not murdered, he could not have been beaten. Let us not forget that. Yes, that is a fact. And those people who are drinking mad puss piss, yeah, facts cannot be altered, cannot be changed. Universal truth. Yes, so people must never forget that that is a fact down in history that cannot be changed. And as people come on here, like let me call out the account which just threatened me and tell me to see there that I should be careful. The person is Tahel, but it's not a real name. Thielman just gave me a threat to tell me to be careful in a space where there are attempts to murder me. Just remember that. But I fear no evil. So your comment is there, it is noted, and it can be tracked. So stay tuned. Somebody will be there to see you. Now, this is a fact. Having said that, yeah, the political process is a process by which, if you engage the voters properly, they will give you a chance. Portland has been known to elect educated, brilliant, intelligent people. Before me, there was a Dr. Bloomfield and there was a Dr. Rod. And you just have to understand that the son and the father, the Rods. But once you understand that, one of I'm not even going to go to what is a sore loser from what is not. Having said that, and you have a full appreciation of what I'm saying, we simply move on. because as I said, the work has to be done. Um, and while we navigate the space and do what we're doing, yes, I'm fully aware of the push. For instance, the destruction of the water pump, the removal of a main tank in on Lighthouse Road, and the draining of the water. You're not hurting Isaac Buchanan, the representative. You're hurting the people of Portland. And I think that's where people always get mixed up, because it's just like when we were in slavery. Anytime you had the house Negroes who would whip the slaves, you weren't hurting the master by doing that. You was hurting your brother and sister. So you get no credit for trying to discredit someone, because I can tell you, this new role that I've taken on is one that simply gives me another platform to continue my advocacy, which is surrounded in human rights, defending human rights. A lot easier for me had the PNP formed the next government. Then I would be government and there would be no human rights abuse. However, whilst in opposition, it's still a political platform to speak the words, "What about us?" Right? That is the greatest thing for you to understand. So while you're on here with your negative comments, make yourself useful and top up the hearts. That's the only purpose that you serve. Your existence outside of that is nonsensical and impractical. So make the hearts run while you put your negative comments. Yeah, but that is the key thing that people need to understand, that what the mission is to improve the lives of the people. Back to school is happening now. Just spoke to Ishmael. We're still clearing barrels to continue to give out the school items and assist people where that is concerned, because again, political victimization was real. There are many persons who did not get the benefit of any assistance from the that which was in the past or the former, and we have to make up the deficit where that is concerned, and that's something that I'm ensuring that I do. We have to think about life from a family perspective. So from constituency to constituencies, the people in the constituents are your family. The party lines really don't mean anything when the election is over, because governance means that the person who is your representative is there for you whether you voted for them or not. So the good thing with me is that I am there for everybody whether you voted for me or not. There are some people who didn't vote for anybody, but if you truly wanted your candidate to win and the candidate didn't win, I sincerely apologize, but no, I can say it here on my show, on my platform. I'm here for you. And for the next 5 years, there will be no political victimization. Absolutely none. It's one family. And to all my green friends, you're free to remain green. I'm still going to help you. And I'm still going to change your life. That's just me. That's how I am. Yeah. And that's the irony too, because at the end of the day, having cursed me out, you sneak and come, you show up all today, you just show up at my office, and you're asking assistance from me and asking for tablets from me. And you're not even from Portland. But you chose 1 p.m. even though it's 4:52 right now. So I think the practical thing for you to do is to go to your representative who you voted for in your space. Because as a political representative, my duty is to the people of Portland Eastern and by extension Western, because I've realized that it's one Portland. A lot of the people who live in the West works in the East. So I'm just raising that how ironic it is, because I see major hype put a video out where he's in foreign and the guy is in all the labor right clothes and then calling and begging money. You get what you vote for. So those who have voted and have gotten their wish to have the government of the day remain, it is the government of the day that has to take care of you. But I saw the public outrage in relation to Portland Eastern, and I'm just making it clear. I'm there to help everybody. You are not required. You don't even have to take off your green armband. You can walk right up in my office with your big green armband. Ask, it's enough for them. Ask them. Enough, big up warrior. I'm a labor right friend. That. But you completely the beauty of the political process and the I always stress it, the Constitution is the ability to just be whoever you want to be, and you're not deprived of loving who you want to love in the political process. Nobody's gonna say, oh, because you did love action and you should be punished. That's nonsense, right? That's clearly to make that completely abundantly clear. Good. So having said that, we speak now of the vitriol. Why did I even bring up vitriol? Well, I just feel like, and I'm going to talk more about it when we at the top of the hour. But just to say to people, just on a whole, is it's bitterly harsh or caustic language or criticism. It refers to, again, the language, and it's not just a language, it denotes violent hate and anger expressed through severe criticism. So sometimes when you see them, and it's ironic, you see the people who make the videos, forget about the ones who text, and you even experience the vitriol through texting. The ones who make the video and they come at you, I must thank them, because they really touch the hearts of many people. There are mothers and fathers with sons who have been convicted, who have been deported, and to hear the vitriol that comes out of the mouth of Jamaicans who, what can I say, are the best judges, are without sins, have no associates who have sinned, and to have to endure that, it is a reality check to say that there are persons who we do know and understand just for no reason will hate you, and they haven't reasoned it out. For instance, at 46, approaching 47, people have a problem with my gray hairs, and people have a problem that I don't have a problem with it, and that I decided no longer to use hair dye. If people used to follow me, they know I used to, put on my hair dye and make fun of the whole using the just for men. going on a political journey and in the sun every day. Even people look at me and say I'm black, so me look mash up. They associate blackness with mash upness. They associate hard life with gray hairs. But when Moses went up to Mount Sinai, he didn't come back with a mere gray, and it came with wisdom. It came with being on holy ground and having conversations with God. So when I get up and I say God on time and I get up and say I'm anchored on God, you don't know my rites of passage, you don't know my journey. And I love, let me tell you something, I love my gray hair, not just the ones on my face. I love me and accepting of where I am in life and the blessings that God have bestowed upon my life. Verona, I knew you was gonna laugh when I say I'm everywhere, you know. I talking on my big toe here. I don't know, but anyway, saying that to say, people, I just it makes no sense. And then even to you've never been around me. Some people you're never gonna be around me or in the same space as me. But you see me and you say I'm stink. Like, how is that even possible? I mean, I know I live in Portland, I know water is there, but I have a water tank. You get what I'm saying? I bathe, I take my showers, I brush my teeth. I don't understand, but anyway, I just you I bring that up because the vitriol it comes with just real. It's very caustic, you know. It's like back in the days, the girl them when them vex with our next girl, them burn them up with acid, or if them man give them burn, the woman will burn you up with acid and man will stab you up. These days they have massive shoots outs in Mandeville until police kill him. But and I saw that the news report said the man was previously deported about 3 times from Canada. And I paused for a second when I read that and I said, you see how life is funny. People would prefer you to be deported, then take up guns, then shoot people and kill people, then police shoot you and kill you. Then all of Jamaica feel good about themselves because there's no public outrage for the man. But the public outrage comes when you get deported, you rehabilitate, you become an attorney, you go to the Privy Council, and which is like the highest court of the land, the most superior space, even bigger than Parliament. And then you enter into politics, and people say you shouldn't be allowed to do that because as a juvenile you offended, and the circumstances of the offense is of no consequence. And people don't think that 27 years, as long as Mandela was in prison, has passed, and you dwell on those convictions. And one has to really sit and wonder what would be the basis upon which people would continue to have a problem. What can go? So it's ignorance, it's a lack of education, it's a lack of critical thinking, it's a lack of processing, and it comes with the need to be competitive with the people around you. It's a crab in the barrel syndrome. But one thing I can tell you though, with the greatest amount of respect to every politician who was criticized, and I would have criticized them as well, even to the persons who would have who would have lost. Tony Big Gut, y'all look a man, that me say, but I'm gonna do you a favor right now. We no big gut around here. Yeah. Anyway, what we do in the spaces is to appreciate that every single candidate, even the ones who didn't run in the from the two major political parties, they were brave to run a campaign. I can tell you it's not easy. I can tell you that night and day, and I'm just sharing with the diaspora mostly, um, especially like my absence from the Will Rattigan show because of how important the Saturdays were, and having to miss Context Matters a couple times, having to miss even some of the nice campaign, the big political platforms where when them say your name and you go to it goes on, it goes on, them say, I'm from here, prison, me, I make millions, and you play the comment and everybody rail up for you. Missing that and telling the people of Portland, no boss, we're not going Kingston, no boss, we're not going Mobay, no boss, we're not going Mandeville, no boss, we're not going St. Elizabeth. Turn on your yard. Me Sue come look for you. We not gone away. And everybody say, we want a boss. Me not vote. Yeah, but anyway, the sacrifice is to interface with the voters day in, day out. And the candidates that would have used their resources, their time, their energy, a reduction in quality time for family, just forgetting for self-care, waking up and realizing that it's really, really difficult. Like, I don't know how people do it, because right now I have to work out now to make sure, say, I'm gonna have this big belly. It's like it's difficult, you know what I'm saying? It's rough. And so self-care is important, because if without yourself, or without you taking care of yourself, you won't be of use to anybody. And so exercising, eating properly. Shout out to Barbara, shout out to the Rodens, shout out to Miss Ronnie, just shout out to all the people who fed me, to be honest with you, properly at that, to make sure that I was not a victim of KFC. And at the end of it, although I may have gray hair, I don't look like the Colonel. You know what I'm saying? That's important. But even then, you have to just give credit to those people who all the candidates, I'm bigging them up, and who went out and did their best, whether they were successful or not. And let me take the break real quick.
That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. You know I heard them say, life much better you live it your own way.
Yeah. And so that's pretty much, we speak about the vitriol, but it's almost like I'm trying to I'm trying to just find the best language to speak about it. But notice the vitriol that I'm speaking about is the violence that comes with it. It's almost like to go on to embark on a course to incite persons to hate you. The type of hate that comes out into the word, which is different from I just don't like you. And it's perfectly fine for you to not like me. I'm not asking anybody to like me. The basis of you hating me is another fundamental flaw that comes with the vitriol that people spew. And that's just limited to me. If you think about If you think about the prime minister and the vitriol that goes towards him, if you think about some of the female candidates and the vitriol that goes towards them, the body shaming, the colorism that comes with it. When you think about the leader of opposition and as the same thing, um, he's a Jamaican and people are upset that he speaks like a Jamaican, and persons spew vitriol because of that. Kimmy, big up yourself. I'm not reading everything. I don't even know what F1 means. Um, F1. Yo, 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 yo. You get me. You know, set me up today. But anyway, yeah. Tell me what the F1 means. You know, everybody, the inside joke. When you hear yo, 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 what comes after that? You can type it. I won't say it. But anyway, big up Marky G. You know it go already. Um, One of the things that I'm very, very excited about is that he's remaining the leader of opposition. There's a destiny that must be fulfilled, and his road to prime minister, it is ordained. I'm just saying that now, so it will become apparent, and we deal with that. Braham, big up yourself. You put a smile on my face for that one. May I clap you? Anyway, so having said that, I know for those of you who know me, I think that you can feel my joy. You can look at my face and see the difference in terms of my countenance, because it was a stressful period. It was a stressful period, because, you know, there was a lot of naysayers that was going through extraordinary lengths to try to curve the destiny, but the confidence to follow through with what I know God has ordained for me is just a beauty. And I did it before. When I was doing the cartel case, many things came up. It went as far as the attempt, skillful attempt to disbar me, but went into suspension. But a reliance and confidence in the justice system um, prevented that. And then came the day, a beautiful day, February 14th, where I did the advocacy ordained by God. So when what God has planned for you is just the formalities that you have to fulfill. And for me, always being able to be grounded and just exercise humility, knowing that um, it is already written. So you just have to go through and get through the day. And even then, there's a reality. I think today is prostate cancer day. So, men, especially if you're over 40, this isn't just random. Again, a part of taking care of yourself is making sure that you go get tested and you do the screening to save your life as fast as possible. But I only raise that because I think that men being the larger percentage of persons who commit suicide because of stress, because of pressure, because of vitriol, because of criticism, because of judging yourself too hard, the conversations that people find uncomfortable to have. Catch a British, what is F1? Because that sounds like some formula racing. Or is that Florida? I don't know. Anyway, everybody is doing it. But yeah, it caught my eye. Somebody explain to me what that means. Um, Stop calling yourself ex-con. Sometimes God puts you through. Yes, I am fully aware of that, you know. It's not me calling myself that. I just quote what the people who have to find ways to feel good about themselves to reduce that which is ordained. Right. So the idea again about the vitriol is just a space, I should say, for lack of anything else, um, where we should try to ensure that we can criticize without the harsh, caustic energy that comes with it. Your page has been reported, so they put F1. They put F1 to report the page. Oh, really? That's what they're trying to do? Okay, so they said, I think it stopped the freezing of the live. Okay. Very well. So I learned something new today. But not to report. Okay. Got you. When you say F1, then they don't report you. I think I have Starlink and I keep seeing unstable connection. I don't know what that's about. But yeah. And walking in divine purposes is not on YouTube, so don't worry about that. All right. So again, just to say, there is a lesson to be learned from all of this, and it's about walking into your destiny. And I just want to talk a little bit about that. Um, when I think when you were conceived, um, outside of you being a one night stand and your father don't know your mother, there's always a joy in conception, and the possibilities are endless. And as you speak life into the next generation, because you want your son to be the lawyer, even if you want to be a personal trainer, um, and have to wait till him see him father turn lawyer, or you want your daughter to be a singer, or you want her to be a doctor but she wants to be a dancer. um, when one thinks at the earliest stage of what your future is to look like, God already knows what it is. The creation story includes your creation, so you find yourself incubated in your mother's womb for 9 months. Some born premature. These days we count our blessings when a baby is born and nothing is wrong with the baby. But the idea is that life is something given to us without knowing where to receive it. But as it is given to us, it's given to us for a purpose. What is the true purpose of our existence is what all of us as human beings are striving to find. Which the irony is, when we speak of vitriol, the people who spew the vitriol, one wonders, what are you doing with your life? Because I don't think God created you to just be a menace to society. I don't think God created you as uh, an extra in somebody's extraordinary movie where they are the lead role. For if I am the lead, I certainly am the lead, the main character in my movie, to which if nominations were to come from the Oscar, the best actor role would go to me if there is a nomination at all. But for those who find themselves as just not even worthy of being in the credits, you have to find your purpose in life. And that purpose is only when you stop as in be still and know that I am God. So I maybe have to apologize for taking every opportunity I get to preach to the masses, but I met God when I was in prison. Albeit my mother, a minister of religion, she would wake us up every morning to chant psalms and pray and the process of believing in prayer. And sometimes you want to sleep, you vex because matter still in your eye and the sleep still a deal with you. And you had to participate because that's the type of mother that I have. That's the same mother, who say, hey, but you want to cut tune like your father. You just bring my degree come with your big nose. You say you're ugly like your papa. I know such a youth man, cute man. My mother, hey princess, mind what you're doing. But anyway, but even then, she was doing what her purpose was, which is to ensure that as a parent, she facilitate to ensure that she said, God, I did my part. Because at this age, boy, I might tell you, my mother rough on me in terms of the checks and balances to ensure that I am the best version of myself. And my family never let me down. Never. Even if I let them down, they've never let me down. And I'm speaking about that because it's difficult. And I see where the vitriol come from, because there are persons who are still trying to find themselves, and here comes the ISAT who is to be discarded, but he finds purpose. How does that work? But I think the message ought to be that you're to find your purpose, but you have to sit still to know it. And I've seen the stories, Um, yeah, say, yeah, big up Nick's story time, because boy, she rumble for the education, and silver and gold will vanish away, but a good education will never decay. But it's even more than that. Is the education includes some values and some software that is uploaded into the human frame, that is the body, that makes the substance of your existence worthwhile. I think that's all I'm trying to explain, is that your purpose is it is substantial, and if you identify what it is, um, you'll excel at it when you get into that space. I in no way listening to your content is us. This is always listening. Thank you for being true to yourself, and to let my 13-year-old son listening to your content. He's autistic, ADHD, and you see, I'm glad I read that, because in Portland there are a lot of kids who suffer with ADHD and other learning disabilities. I'll say it like that. Um, with ADHD, he may find that his hyperactive behavior enhances something great in him. So, mommy, I hope that you find it and channel it for him, because I can tell you, when I was in school, it's true, me did ugly. The teacher them never like look for me. So if I smile, may I smile too much. If the whole class laughing and I laughing, I have the loudest laugh. If whatever it is, but at the same time, I'm a child. I don't know. I offend you by being me, especially when I'm at home and I get all the love and attention at home. Why am I not getting it in the spaces? And it's the same thing. Now I'm a big man and I'm like, but hold on. This not no different from when I was in school and teacher them used to run me out of them class cause me ugly. Or me teach chaka chaka or whatever they whatever they would say. I don't know because when I say excuse me, when I saw the students being locked out of Calabar and St. Andrew and just all across Jamaica, let's just call it that, that students were being locked out. I say, you know, you have to wonder sometime if it's just that or it's just that the children are being picked on. I don't know. I'm just saying, I know that when I was young, there's a lot of being picked on. And there's one story that I always remember. The teachers would not sign off on my CXC. And my mother walk up to that school and say, oh, no things, so you can stop my picnic from get the education. I mean, know where Piccadilly Avenue there. I want to know. Yeah. And it is Dr. Morris, as I'll never forget her. She was a principal of Meadowbrook High School. And Dr. Morris said, you think him can pass? And she called me mommy, mommy. And my mother said, what you mean? And my son, he must can pass. And it is the principal who signed off. I never forget it. And then she give me the look, you better pass. All the parents can do that, you know. They get up and say, of course my son can pass, him bright. And then them look by and say, you better pass. Or we have a spike heel boot for you. But anyway, I did pass. But it is about your parents believing in you. It's about your family believing in you. And it's about believing in yourself. I'm just sharing these stories because of how impactful it is as because of the person I am today. And knowing that any space that you're in, you have to be able to assess it. So when you're at work and HR manager decides that she's picking on you, it is for a reason. People don't stone green mangoes. Yeah. Dogs don't chase tires or wheels that are not rotating. They piss on the ones that stand still. Just remember that. And so it is important to give credit where credit is due. And it always is going to go to God and it's going to go to my family. But while I speak about family, I'm speaking now because I'm going to tell you this. I'm in Portland and all these people, some of them don't want me to call their names, so I'm not going to call their name. But when I tell you the love and the care that I receive in Portland, why would I want to move to Kingston? Why would I want to go back to Kingston? Just tell me that. For what? To do what? You have to go where you're loved. So that the outcome that you see at the end of an election, I go to a place, boy, Dennis Brown said, promised land, take me to the promised land. The promised land, boy, Portland must was the promised land. Because I have to call her name, Miss Roden. Senior counselor, I have to put you on blast because, oh God, man, the love is real. The whole family of the Rodens, I'd have to say, some Faye said, but you know, Faye don't lie to me. Me ugly. I'm happy to say me ugly because when a woman, when them a cuss me in a Portland and the woman is like, you're ugly. I'm gonna say, but you look like me. And me is a man, what I make you? Sweet me. But anyway, the idea that the people would welcome you into their homes and show you the type of love and care and make sure that you're okay, you know, and you'd be on the road and you're at it, and you get a phone call and say, you know, I just want to see you're okay. I say, yeah, you know, I'm canvassing. I can't stop now. And I say, yeah, I just have a little shrimp fettuccine and some barbecue. You say, what? You know, say all that intensity stop for the little food. Or when Miss Barbara say, hey, you know, say, me have the big fish for you and the this and the that and the what? Anyway, let me stop. Sometimes you have to see life through food. And good food is just way more than KFC. I just need to I need to put that out there. Um and yeah. So the only Sunday dinner that I'll break the monotony for is Big Youth, my father. But apart from that, yeah, love and care. The women of Portland made sure that me all right. What about you? So anyway, big up Miss Ronnie. Miss Ronnie, I put that out there. And having said that now, when you are walking into your destiny, there are people that you meet along the way. God put them there. Um, and it's almost like no matter what I do in my life, Tracy Robinson, if I never speak to her ever in life, I'll never forget the impact that she has on my life. Today, I walked into a courtroom, and as I sat there, I know I wasn't saying my name, but it became apparent. As I sat there in the courtroom, awaiting for my matter, I looked in front of me, and there were two Crown Counsels. They were my students. And then another few came in and they were talking to the Crown Counsels. They were my students. And I stopped and I said, but what is this? This is ambush. So for those of you who are wondering about my gray hairs, you realize that the children that I taught some 10 years ago, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, and counting, or 7 years, whatever, all that time ago, are now lawyers and are responsible for courtrooms and are at both sides, the defense bar and at the as prosecutors, as clerks. I don't think you can understand, and I am just an extension of the impact of a Tracy Robinson, of a Janelle Matthews, of a Miss Dorcas White. And there are more, but I single out the Tracy Robinson for that reason. So to learn and understand that along the way, as you navigate life, these people are going to pop up. They all pop up. And the impact of it. And so I go into a space, and let me tell you something. Cass, Miss Barbara, Samantha, Kern, Basil, you're on a team, and we go down there with Naz, Antonio, Jermaine, Ishmael, Andre. Let me tell you something, man. And then Verona, Lexi. We're talking about a team. And so when people say how it happened, it never happened by me alone. Not at all. And then Onika show up. And then the PNP. What I'm telling you, Dr. Peter Phillips, Maxine Henry. Oh my God. Dr. Fenton Ferguson, Casey. I can call out them name, Because when you see the level of intervention and the love that came with it, and then Wayne, who take all of my cousin, me all miss court for him today, for them stupid traffic ticket where them try to give him. Shaka, Natalie, Sean, And then out of nowhere, Elaine Osborne, oh Lord, anyway, I say Elaine, may I hide from her. Strong, strong, difficult, but I call them out. And I do it because it's so much people that show up at the right place at the right time as a part of the walking in your destiny. And I need another show to start to call out all of the work of them when bad me up. When bad me up from Reach, when bad me up from Anchovy, Black Rock. You see all that they one day, whenever give me our tent, me have you up in. Anyway, this I think I got outside of what I'm saying in terms about walking in your destiny. And then there was the spiritual guidance. Oh my God, man. Powell, Phillips. Anyway, I just I'm basking in the cosmic, the spiritual, the intervention of God, the presence of God when you're walking into your destiny. How important that is. And then Buju and Skeng, TK, Pete, Akeem. And why am I doing this? Why am I just calling these names? Because when you realize that you're a screenshot to many persons' lives, and they look and say, you know, if he can do it, then I can. And then you appreciate the Randalls, and you appreciate at the end of the day when the whole gamut of organization and communication. And may I tell you, Ryan Bailey and Joel Vitriol, call them out, man. Have to. Road manager, you do road. And they're just not gonna know. They're just not gonna know. And I say, when it comes to, I have another show for those other people. But yeah, I really have and then when people that say that the two Tashas in your life, I'll leave that one alone. I'll spend another whole show to tell you about some extraordinary people that I would have met, and how they intervened, and names that I can't call, but that were extraordinary, from back to school to oh my God, man, the diaspora is a space that I know that when they take up on yourself and go foreign for a better life, that is also never do it selfishly because want the best for the country, knowing that a lot of us would not have left if everything that we needed was right here in Jamaica. And that in and of itself means something. But that destiny that you have to walk into, you mustn't walk too far away from the road that you're to travel on. So life will take you all over the world, like the story of the alchemist. But if you don't come full circle and you don't stay on course, no matter how much confidence you have, you maybe confidently walk away from your destiny. And so vitriol is the tool used by the devil to knock you off course. You're to take all the negativity and you don't absorb it, but you deflect it. You use it as a marker, as an indicator that you are doing something right. Because if you were of no consequence or importance, people wouldn't talk about you. Now last year I said it, I said you watch. Because I look for myself. I mean, when some people are doing the things that they're doing, then you get the understanding. I'm trying to see that. I don't know what that is. But I guess somebody is stream. Is that Lexi? Is somebody streaming my show at the same time, Lexi? But yeah, um, and shout out to my brother who dropped the Adidas gears at the right time because you know I don't wear nothing but Adidas, so I had to be decked out in Adidas. How could I do this whole campaign without Adidas? Like, what do you wear? What I have to ask, what do you wear on a campaign? What's your clothes of choice? For me, it was Adidas, but everything I do is that I'm here to create. So, but anyway, you know, that is that. I think that I've articulated to the best of my ability what I was trying to say because I've watched when I'm speaking about this now, why you compartmentalize the the t-shirts, campaign paraphernalia, poster boards. They would rip them down faster than we could put them up. And then came the whole communications team from SR to Perry to Carlington. But Carlington, speaking about Carlington, you have to talk about him by himself because the video editing and just the whole narrative, unprecedented, very presidential, very first world, huge, bigly, could not have worked in putting that narrative without Carlton. Um, just the whole idea of the packaging. Um, Monique with her guidance. But we're talking about putting up the actual thing now. And that is where Bovell just say who. Because when Benny put up the poster board, Benny is the man that had the campaign vehicle, and he was the mayor of Portland. So I have to tell you about Benny. Benny turned my campaign vehicle into the Flintstones mobile, the Yabba Dabba Doo. When Benny done that, but anyway, between Benny and Bovell, who put up the poster boards, and Boone is another character we'll talk about another time. But when they put up these poster boards, um, you have to make adjustments in terms of you put them down, they take them down, then get back up, or I put up one time in reach and they cut the face, stab the heart, cut out the balls, all of that, and I'm like, the vitriol, the physical attack, like what are you really trying to do? What is that about? But just the type of determination that the team had, and from Bovell with the t-shirts to putting up the poster boards, is as if nothing happened when he wasn't in the space, and everybody had to do their part. Like literally, anything you're doing, it can't be done alone. And so going back to the Moses thing, Moses was there doing the Moses thing, but his brother Aaron was there and his family was there, and um, the supporting cast was there with him. So it's important to not have to be alone. And that's what happened at the end of the day, because the workers showed up. The workers showed up within, and they exceeded their capacity. Exceeded their capacity. So I have to thank God for that, because it is to know that you have to trust and believe that what God is delivering for you, no man can take from you. Them spend their money, Them spend them dirty money and through them I spend them money, through them I got gamble on it. Them say, yeah, we got gamble on it and make back the money at the gambling house. So I got spend the money. So them drop them whole heap of money. But so them drop it like it's hot. But I was bringing the heat. So yeah, it show you money cannot buy your love. And when love is on the ground, see me on my bicycle while you in your big vehicle with your Starlink on top of it. But I saw it go. Anyway, I think that I would have expressed to you what it feels like to now have this show and speak with you and say, listen, um, the last show that I did, I said the next time you see me, I will be the member of parliament for Portland Eastern. And that has come to reality. Another thing is about they say believe kill and believe cure. It is after I won I realized that all the people who I thought believed in me didn't. And all the people I thought had the expectations for me to deliver didn't believe I could deliver at all. And so the need to believe in yourself and remember, faith without works is dead enough. So having belief in self and knowing that God is going to put me through, you have to do the work. And trust me, people might turn crossway because they will have conversations with you every day and encourage you, but don't believe in you. So you will have a coach that said, go ahead, you can do it. Jump off that building, I said. I'm going to say, yeah, coach, believe in me. Why? Broke up a foot and say, yeah, you need rehab. Me know a good physiotherapist for help you bring back your knee there. But it is those who, while they believe in you, they also put their energy behind you. And there are those who will gamble on you because it doesn't hurt, especially when they have the ability to just do a gamble. It's not costing them anything, or if it is costing them anything, just it just put a little there to just make sure that if the bet comes through, you gain. Well, the thing about it is your life. You don't have to hold anybody personal because again, in the script of life, they're playing their own movie. And so the moving pieces, is not enough. But I must tell you about the sacrifice because I might not have called Iqbal, I call Lexi, but Lexi again, and John, and Dawit, and Orain. Yeah, because those are the people who remained in Kingston and ensure that I still have an office, a practicing office, a working, functioning legal practice. Because of my colleagues who are lawyers who said, I know the journey that you're on and I believe in you. So you need to continue doing what you're doing and we are here for you. So you see, there's many things that in terms of sustainability, it cannot come without support. When you think of who your friends are and you have friends who have like interests, so you drop into the Patriots group and realize all your friends them in there, especially Keisha, because Keisha she had a treasurer in there, so she always want you pay your dues and bad you up. But she couldn't get me one of the color Patriot shirt then. So I have her up for that. But life is what it is. So anyway, to conclude, ain't nothing greater than being able to bring to life a dream and a vision that you have. doing so and being confident in yourself so that the doubters and the detractors cannot wear you down, because a lot of the fight in life is a mental one. When you emancipate yourself from mental slavery, you have to emancipate yourself from mental vitriol, from social media tear down, take down, the harm that comes from um, the negative words from people who don't know you but hate you, because if they spew the hate and you believe the hate, they hope that you will quit. The same people that tells me you can't win cartel case are the same people that saying stick to law because you can't win. You, no matter what happen, you can't beat and. I know you beat and them say we're gonna mash up the water pump and we're gonna dig up the road. People them ungrateful, thief him thief, wicked boy, think or whatever they say. And you get to realize that you are dealing with people who sometimes they don't even have any love for themselves, and they're not even in a space to find purpose. They can't be still, because if they be still, they have to face their selves, and facing themselves is facing a reality that they don't even know who they are. But I just would use this opportunity to say that you have to introduce yourself to yourself. You have to decide sooner than later, no matter what age you are, what you're going to do to fulfill your higher purpose. And impacting the lives of the people who are around you is a good way to start. I wish I could say that rehabilitation in Jamaica was something that should be afforded only to persons who were incarcerated and is reintegration into society, and needs to interface with society as it exists at the time that they're reintegrating and displaying rehabilitation. But unfortunately, the reality is there are people who are born in garrisons and born into abject poverty that require rehabilitation, a reintroduction into the human race. They don't have nobody to tell them that they love them. They don't have nobody to tell them that you can be great. They don't even have nobody to say, yo, look how you're bright, you need to be in school. They don't have nobody to tell them that notwithstanding money, you just need to show up and make God do the rest. And I know that as God continues to bless me, it is my duty, my obligation to ensure that the next generation, the people after me, and when I say next generation, it's the next generation of politicians, lawyers, teachers, officers, doctors, nurses, firefighters, window wipers, minimum wages, whatever it is, the next generation has to be better. And so this is not an age thing. It is about finding people, people who lack self-love and people who don't have an internal locus of control, that internal force of individuality. You just hear me, man, because I tell you, I had a moment today, and I said it already, but I had a moment today in court where not only the students, majority of the students that I saw today were the female lawyers, and they were at the defense bar, and they were in the court. I was extremely proud because I know them, and I know the brilliance that they have in them, and I wish them well. And that's my vision. certainly to continue to educate, whether it be social law of social work, whether it be law. And it's not just criminal law, you know, there is corporate law, there is company law, there is land law. There's many other areas in law, but I just feel like um I just really feel like there are so many areas and so many people that can do better for Jamaica collectively, and how we represent ourselves on the world stage. We should do so just as citizens generally, so that when countries are thinking about specialized visas, it includes Jamaica, because we have the education and the skills to match it, so that migration is not a begging thing but a as of right thing, because I'm moving because I have a cure for cancer, or I'm traveling here because I need to continue the research that I'm doing in a particular field. I don't know how you dream, but that's how I imagine the people of Jamaica, and what they can do. And so I have shared my vision with the people of Portland for what Portland is to look like. I'm looking forward to embarking on that, especially the look and feel is important. So he who feels it knows it, and what you feel is a sense that Jamaica is maturing. I'm congratulating the entire Jamaica for an election that is not scarred or marred with violence. That's important, especially for me, because at the end of it all, um, even with all the political pageantry, when we were finished in Portland, it was violent free. Um, Motorcades clash, labor rights and PNP dancing up and down and cussing each other. It stayed verbal. It never got out of hand. I'm happy for that. And just the spiritual intervention from start to finish, from the Maroons to the Christians to the Baptists to the, the different denominations, um, was important. And so that's what I had to share as I introduce to you Context Matters, hosted by an attorney at law, soon to be member of parliament. And education just never stops, regardless of the accolades that you continue to acquire. And it's in the space because my criticisms of government has always been constructive, and it's also includes the fact that sometimes when you criticize, you must also be in a position to do better and to demonstrate that better can be done. I'm just proud again to share with you to that I'm so proud and happy to be a black man. I'm proud and happy to be a Jamaican. I'm proud that um, my father is who he is, and would have caused me to have that kind of spiritual awareness. So much so that my identity, which includes my dreadlocks, it's me, and my freedom of expression cannot be curtailed, because if it's attempted, I will fight for it. And I encourage persons to fight for their rights, and not be silenced by the loud noises from other people who are bullies in spaces. And what this election has taught me is that you can't bully me. I won't allow it. The God I serve won't allow it. And no matter how loud you bark, it's a no moment when I am on a mission to walk into my destiny. And the training that came with it. knowing that nothing before the time, because it is God and time, and God equals life equals time plus chance created. So there is a formula, and as we navigate the space, I can only say, I thank those people who listen to me on a weekly basis. I don't advertise. I'm not doing it for the hype or the fluff. I'm doing it because there are thoughts and ideas that I share. The contextualizers, are my therapy. And we have fun here. As time goes by, I'm going to reintroduce the telephone calls, and we will have the conversations as we are respectful where that is concerned. And I'm banking on the fact that the election period is over and that mission accomplished and completed, promise made, promise kept, that we can go back to a space where we're having the conversations, and it is to uplift the lives of those who are listening. Again, a parent indicated that their 13-year-old child is watching. So how we behave in the comments is important, as well as for myself, knowing that young people are also watching. The advisory that comes from it, so that persons aren't introduced to the language that is not their time to be speaking. Put it nicely. Thank you, Sweetness, for the congratulations all the way from California. In this California king bed. Yeah. Anyway, so that's it for Context Matters September 11. And again, walk into your destiny, walk into your greatness. It's a walk and a journey that you don't ever have to do alone. As the footprints in the sand, when you notice that they're single, it may very well be God carrying you. And so when you are tired, fret not thyself. The journey continues when you're to get where you're to get. And that's the show for today. I want to thank everybody from Rebel Global Radio who is tuned in. See you guys next week. For those of you on TikTok, the same holds true. See you guys on YouTube. We love you.
It took some time to understand. Yeah. Just what it takes to be a man. Now it seems each day you learn something to make a better way. Growing up ain't just a phase, it's reality. And sometimes it's hard to face the world with your head screwed on. But in time you will see, it comes naturally, like the hurt and the pain. It's a part of the game. It's all a part of life, to laugh and to cry. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it stride. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it stride. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. I heard them say life much better you live it your own way. But if you need a helping hand, just call on me, I will be your friend. And when it gets hard to face the world with your head screwed on, just tell yourself you can. And that's when you'll understand that the hurt and the pain, it's a part of the game. It's all a part of life, to laugh and to cry. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. You gotta keep on moving on. Don't let no one stand in your way. Gotta keep on pressing on. As we pray for better days, keep it moving. moving to the next. When they try to bring you down, we gotta take it to the next level when they come around. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. Just keep your head up, yeah. Just keep your head up, yeah. Gotta keep your head up, yeah. Cause everything's gonna be alright.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Keep your head up.
Cause everything's gonna be alright.